Hey everyone, it's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. It's Thursday, October 19th. Hope you're doing awesome. We're going to get started with today's live stream here momentarily. This is a bit of a short notice and wasn't announced, so I wanted to come on, do a public YouTube live stream, do a quick market update, and then we'll jump into any ticker requests. I don't have that much time. I'm going to try to keep this around 30 minutes, but I see we have quite a few people joining. Welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and we'll get started here in just a moment. Make sure to smash the like and share the video with anybody that can jump on last minute. All right, going to get started with the live stream. As I mentioned, Thursday, October 19th, coming on to do a quick market update and some ticket requests. I don't have that much time. I'm going to try to keep it around 30 minutes. But if anybody does have any ticket requests, please let me know. And then we'll jump to those near the end after the market update. But make sure to smash the like. As I mentioned, it helps support me in the channel. I would appreciate it very much. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also closing in on that 1,000,000 view mark on the channel. So again, love each and every one of you who have supported me along the way. I see we have over a dozen people already on the live stream. So welcome. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Thanks for joining the live stream today. Also, make sure to give Pow Group a follow on X, which is previously Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. The handle again is @GroupPow, and that's the best way for me to get most real-time updates out to the community. And as a thank you to the community and the wonderful members and supporters that I've had over the years, and the 5-year anniversary of MJ Turning Legal in Canada, I'm doing a gold annual membership giveaway to the Pow Group private community. And it's valued at $100. So you can see here just on this video, if you go to the Pow Group YouTube channel, click on videos, it's this one here, Happy 5 Years Canada. Make sure to click on that video, comment on this video. It's got 44 comments. So again, not on this actual video, this live stream, but on the comments in this section, in this video that's titled Happy 5 Years Canada. And then I'm gonna do a random comment picker and I'll announce the winner tomorrow. So good luck to everybody, and like I said, I really do appreciate all of the support. So taking a look at the crypto space, we have XRP and XLM leading the charge here because of the recent news. I just posted a video as well that the SEC continues to look like clowns and continues to rack in losses and just humiliating itself. Realistically, it's almost hilarious to this point to see that, you know, and you gotta wonder, right? They're not dumb, right? This is the federal government, right? An agency of the federal government. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing. And this was brought on to give XRP legal clarity, right? Everybody pays to play. Tesla went through the gauntlet, you know, Facebook, all the big tech companies, all the great companies that are going to make a dent in the universe end up getting sued by the SEC. And why do you think XRP was mentioned in there? It's because it was the first to get legal clarity, so that look at the things going on in the world right now, the geopolitical events that are going on right now, the wars, and, you know, the talks about attacks on the financial system and cyber attacks and things like that, right? Like a cyber warfare instead of, you know, physical warfare. And, you know, we're probably going to see attacks on the financial systems, and then they're going to be old and antiquated, and then they're going to start to roll over into crypto. And why do you think the SEC brought the case against Ripple and XRP? It's because they know that this is the future, and it's going to be used as the back end infrastructure to the whole financial system, the new financial system. So they sue them to give them. It's like first they laugh at you, first they First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they sue you, and then they fight you, and then you win, right? So it's the gauntlet that you have to go through. It's the pay to play. As we know, the markets are not fair. They're not orderly. They're very unfair and unorderly. The exact opposite of what the mission statement of the SEC is, right? So this is a good thing, right? And then today's video, if you go through that again, it's not a settlement. They're just dropping the charges against the executives, right? Against the CEO and the co-founder. So it just goes to show you that they're just absolute imbeciles. And, you know, they're not that dumb. They're doing this. It's political theater. It's all a show. It's all a mirage. It's all a stage. They're just doing it to give them legal clarity, and then they're going to be the first in the world to have legal clarity in the U.S. And mark my words, XRP is going to be the number one digital asset for many years to come. And Ripple, the centralized company, not to be confused with the XRP, the decentralized virtual asset, Ripple, the company itself, is going to probably become the world's most valuable company, right? And we're talking a centralized company, right? Ripple, you can buy private equity on Link2, or you can buy, through different means. But Ripple, the centralized company, will be, in my opinion, the most biggest company and valued company on the planet. In who knows, what 5, 10, 20 years, they could IPO as well. But this news is great, and we're starting to see XRP kind of break away from the pack. But this is obviously good for a lot of other names as well. And you got to remember that XLM is basically a copy of the code of XRP. It's the same creator, one of the creators of XRP. And they got to think like Flare, which was a fork, right, of XRP. It's built off of the XRP ledger. All of these projects that are built off of the XRP ledger, they're going to be basically in that same category. They won't be a security either, right? Because if XRP itself isn't, then why would the anything that's built off of the XRP ledger be deemed one? It wouldn't make any sense, right? And then if you're looking for a way to buy XRP, again, go over to the About section. I put all the links down here to products and services that I use each and every day. These are vetted and trusted links that I know that aren't scams, and I've vetted them, and I use them every day. I wouldn't recommend them if I didn't use them, and I do get a kickback, full disclosure. They are affiliate links. I use Uphold. I use Tangem to store it offline. I've done a product review video on Tangem, and Wealthsimple is the best way for Canadians to do so. Uphold, you can do that, best way for anybody in the US and things like that. But if you're looking to connect your bank account and you're in Canada, I recommend Wealthsimple. That's the best way to do it, and you can actually get money for signing up as well. So XRP on the monthly time frame, it is starting the monthly bounce, just breaking the high of last month. Actually, no, it's a double top right at 55 cents. So 55 cents is going to be key resistance. If we get over 55 cents, we've got a lag resistance all the way up to 94 cents, and then $1 psychological. And then we're in a monthly uptrend with low, high, higher low, and higher highs. And we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well. But as I mentioned in my recent XRP video, I expect us on this next bull run to go to the 3.618 or even the 4.618, and that would bring us to around that $12 to $15 range USD. And again, if Bitcoin did it, if Ethereum did it, right? Ethereum, and I'll just draw it for you. You just go from the high here to the low of the bear market, and look, the Fib extension targets are common targets used in this Fibonacci, and Fibonacci is used in music. It's in all forms of life, right? But it's used in math and charts and things like that. And Ethereum hit the 3.618 at 4,900, right? It actually got us just under that, 4,867. I think was the high, 4,867. So if it can hit its 3.618 and it doesn't have US legal clarity, imagine what XRP is going to do whenever the shackles are released, right? Because it's basically been suppressed for so long. And as they say, the greater the accumulation, the more the suppression, the greater the expansion, right? The longer the base, the higher in space. And look what Ethereum did. Same thing. It hit its 3.61, or Bitcoin hit its 3.618. It actually extended that. It was at 67,000. It hit 69, just under 69. And then, like I said, if XRP, the best digital asset on the planet for payments, and I would argue in general, right, tokenization of everything's going to be issued on. You can issue any asset on the XRP ledger. So mortgage titles, right, things like that. Any kind of anything really. You could tokenize anything. So again, if XRP just does what they did, that would bring us to around $12, the 3.618. But I think we could even get as high as the 4.618. But I'm expecting at least $8 to $12 in the next bull run, maybe as high as 15. Lots of speculation that it could go to like 26, 27 bucks. I don't think it would. Maybe in like a couple of years, Ripple could IPO as well, which would be huge. But I'm expecting, a move up to around that $8 to $12 mark, and then a pretty sizable correction. And then after, we go to $8 to $12, maybe we pull back to like $5, maybe even $3, the previous all-time high, come back down, test old resistance as new support, come back down, test $3, and then we go to 27. But I can't see us going straight to 27 in this next bull run. So let me know what everybody thinks of that, but hopefully that was helpful. And again, XRP on the weekly time frame is seeing its weekly moving averages cross bullish with the 50 and the 200 and the 100 all in one go. Look what happened last time that happened. Price went from 17 cents to $2. And then I mentioned, I always say scam Ethereum. I don't really think Ethereum's that big of a scam. I think how it was issued was a scam. JP Morgan was heavily involved, right? We know JP Morgan has been manipulating gold and silver spot prices for decades. They paid billions of dollars in fine for doing so. So it's not just like there's speculation that they're manipulating it. No, they've been fined billions of dollars for doing it, right? So if JP Morgan was backing Ethereum, and you got Bill Hinman at the SEC, which went on to work for a law firm that benefited from the price of Ethereum going up, and then the disguised whales, there's a whistleblower coming out saying that how Ethereum was, they're he's calling him Crooked Joe, right? Joe Lubin, the co-founder, calling him Crooked Joe, Crooked Elbow Joe, right? So if there's a guy who was involved in the initial ICO is saying that this is basically a scam and how it was run was fraud, well, holy crap, I don't want to have a single dollar invested in this, especially when we're, this high, right? Maybe if you bought it at $80, you can make some money, but $5,000, now we're seeing the opposite with the 50 above the 200-day moving average. This thing's going to crater like nobody's business, and they could be next in line to be sued by the SEC and actually lose. Like, Ethereum was an unregistered security. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? They said they sold to disguised whales, right? Which is institutional investors. And what was the verdict in the Ripple case? XRP was a non-security on secondary markets, so on exchanges when you and I buy it, right? But institutional sales, that could be deemed a security. So look what Ethereum did. Basically, and Ethereum Foundation just sold what was it? I can't remember the number. I think they sold like thousands of Ethereum just like a month ago. So again, they're unloading at the top, right? And they did so in 2018 as well. And it's just, I feel for anybody that's going to be holding this, who said it? I think it was Shark Tank guy there, Kevin O'Leary, said grown men will weep because they just don't understand, right? People just go with the mainstream media saying, and if you go on any kind of app, what's the first thing you see on when you start learning about crypto? They're marketing Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's because it's number one. But guess what? XRP passed Ethereum in market cap, and then pretty soon after the lawsuit was dropped, right? Because they wanted to slow it down so the incumbents could get positioned and then sue it. Pay to play, go through the gauntlet, right? The regulatory red tape gauntlet, and then get first crypto to get U.S. legal clarity, and just wait until Bank of America, one of Ripple partners, starts to use it. It'll just be off to the races after that. But taking a look at the S&P 500, so the S&P 500 did lose the daily uptrend with the higher low, higher high pattern being lost. So once we lost 429.88, we were no longer in a daily uptrend. But we do have the low there at 420. I wouldn't be surprised if we drop to about 400 and see this EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on our way to weekly oversold. And as I mentioned, the dollar index is going to be the most important chart. We're almost hitting weekly overbought, which should mark the top in my opinion, because we have very little support all the way down to 99. It is a weekly bull flag though on the DXY. So in order to confirm it, we need to break above 107.34. And in order to negate it, we need to lose 105.53. Now, let it be a lesson to all the people that don't understand technical analysis that watch my CGC video, the Canopy Growth video, saying that we had a potential inverse head and shoulders targeting $1.03. Again, I'm giving you the case here that this is the bull case. The bear case is if we lose 105.53, then it's negated. Okay, just like I said with the Canopy Growth inverse head and shoulders, if we break 80 cents, then we confirm it and we target 103. If we lose 66 cents convincingly with follow through, then we invalidate the pattern and we could see another lower low. So what didn't happen? We didn't break above 80 cents, so we didn't confirm the IHS. And then everybody was like, oh, but you said it was going to $1.03. It's like, no, you read the thumbnail and didn't put in the time or the effort and thought you knew what I said, right? But people don't, it's crazy that people don't even want to lift a finger these days. They don't even want to watch a video. Most people, the average video that I post, most people only watch it for 5 or 6 minutes. So what does that tell you? People do not finish things. People start stuff and they don't finish it. I'm a man of starting stuff and finishing it. That's one thing that one of my best friends told me. He said, you know what I love about you, Rod? When you say you're going to do shit, you finish it. And I was like, yeah, because I'm a man of my word. It's called integrity. Why do you start watching a video 6 minutes in? That's not even when you're getting to the meat and potatoes of it, right? So I know for sure people were just looking at CGC and they're like, oh yeah, it's going to $1. You said it's going to $1. It's like, no, if you watched the whole video or didn't just look at the thumbnail, you would understand I gave the bull and bear case and what needed to happen to confirm it or what needed to happen to invalidate it. So in this instance, DXY, in order to confirm it, needs to break, and the benefit here is the thumbnails isn't saying that DXY is going to 110, right? Because then people just, oh, Rod said DXY is going to 110 because the thumbnail says 110, right? It's like, no, that's not the full picture, right? So again, in order to negate it, 105.53 needs to be lost, and in order to confirm it, 107.34 needs to break. And then the target of that measured move from the low to the high there, you just take it out, move it to the 0.382 fib, and you're looking at about 110. So overbought on the DXY could mark the top for DXY, and then a massive pullback in my opinion. And then that would likely put us close to weekly oversold on SPY. EMA 12 and 26 bear cross after weekly consolidation beginning this week. And we're still in a weekly downtrend with lower highs, lower lows, right? What constitutes a downtrend? This. Lower highs, lower lows. What's an uptrend? Higher lows and higher highs, right? Here is the uptrend. It's so simple once you really understand it. And then here's your lower high. How do we know it's a lower high? Because we broke the high of the previous candle, but it was lower than this high, right? So lower high and then lower low. Once it lost here, so we had the low, high, lower high, or high, low, lower high, and then lower low. Once we lost 431.49, we confirmed the weekly downtrend, and then that means zoom out to the monthly and look for monthly consolidation for the third month in a row. And we could be targeting EMA 26 there as well on the monthly time frame, which we haven't tested in about a half a year. And that would put us around the low 400s, 405, 406 actually. So again, in terms of the price action on the weekly time frame, still in a weekly downtrend, could see this EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, and it's all about 420.18. Lose 420.18, then we have no support down to 400 price action, and then 400 psychological, and then that would put us around weekly oversold. So that's what I'm expecting. That'll obviously cause headwinds for a lot of stocks and sectors and crypto, etc. Right? So we'll be looking at, let's take a look at gold. Gold and silver have been moving decently over the next, so they're seeing the opposite, right? Gold and silver going the other way, and following the DXY acting as a bit of a safe haven while we're starting to see SPY drop to weekly consolidation. So SPY's losing the low of the previous weekly candle, and gold's breaking the high of the previous weekly candle convincingly and seeing an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, the opposite of SPY. So what do you think that means? I think that gold's going to be one of the best performing asset classes because, like I said, JP Morgan's been manipulating it, paying billions of dollars in fines, and they could even reset the price of gold, right? Because it's been suppressed for so long and manipulated for so long, which I think could happen. And then obviously the US dollar is probably going to collapse to some degree, and then it'll, it won't collapse and go away forever. It's going to come back even stronger because crypto will make it stronger, right? Financial inclusion, Starlink's going up. Everybody's going to have access to this new financial system through a smartphone on the internet. They'll be able to buy crypto. What are people going to want to do when they sell crypto? They're going to want to go to a stable coin. What are most stable coins? They're based and pegged to US dollars, and they have to have US dollar reserves. So that's going to increase the demand for the dollar, but we're going to see a massive 1929 type style crash first, in my opinion, maybe even worse than the Great Depression. And that's because of how manipulated and artificially propped up the markets are, right? We're looking at this dot-com fractal to play out, which is from back here. And I expected us to deviate because the Fed wasn't printing trillions of dollars, right? Now they are, and then Congress still hasn't been banned from owning stocks yet. So, of course, they need to see another massive all-time high rally, right, to ban themselves. They're not going to do it here. They're not going to do it here. The Feds ban themselves here, right? So, as we know, we can't have fair and orderly markets. It's unfair and unorderly markets, right? They say that they protect the investing public. It's like, no, you protect your Wall Street friends. Like, stop lying, right? It's just the amount of lies that come out of these agencies is staggering, but yeah, I'm expecting a pretty decent rally into the end of the year. I think over the next couple of weeks to a month, we could set a bottom. Like I said, I was expecting October to be a down month, and then sometime, end of October into November, we'll set a bottom. And then I think into November and December, we could see a spot Bitcoin ETF approved, maybe even multiple. That's going to send markets into euphoric bull mode, raging bull mode. And as we know, equities are very correlated to the crypto market, and crypto really led the bull market from the lows of March 2020, right? So I think that's going to be the case. And then, like I said, we're going to see massive end of year rallies. Tesla had earnings, disappointed. They missed in both EPS and revenue. They did announce the deliveries for Cybertruck, so that kind of offset a little bit of the downside. But we did confirm a daily downtrend here, and it was a daily bear flag as well. So if we just take I already had it drawn. Sometimes you get so many charts you don't even remember doing it. But yeah, it said we were targeting about 230, mid 230s, and sometimes you overshoot it, right? So once we lost 234, we had no support all the way down to 212, and we hit 216. It's all about support and resistance. But I mean, no major red flags right now with regards to Tesla. We're just looking for a monthly higher low, and we have monthly support coming up at 212.36. Lose that, then we can drop to around 152 area on Tesla. In terms of individual names on the day today, we had VEGA, NFLX, so Netflix and JSCA. So Netflix beat its earnings, both, and had good subscriber count. They talked about upping the price as well. Yeah, seeing the opposite of reaction of Tesla. So Tesla leading the bear list today, and BYND and INSG next. Taking a look at the crypto. Taking a look at the MJ space. Just give me 1 second here as well. I just gotta jump into something real quick. Airbnb guest messaging me. Fun never stops. Also got a bunch of viewings for a condo. Just signed a lease on one condo that I bought, and then got a few viewings for the other one that I bought. Fourth condo in less than 2 years, and yeah, it's been busy. Got the Airbnb to manage as well. I honestly don't know how people are struggling financially. It's because like they don't have multiple streams of income and they haven't been looking and doing research, right? I've been saying for 2 years now that this is going to be bad. And wait until 2025, 2026 when 5-year fixed mortgages renew from the low interest rate of like 2%. People are going to be wrecked. They're going to renew at like 8, 9%. It's going to be like triple. Their interest payments could add like hundreds of dollars to their bill. And then we have gas prices, grocery prices going up. And like I was telling people during the pandemic, don't buy a house. Like that is the stupid, I was selling, right? Depends where you go. If you want to buy a condo or a property in Edmonton, well, that's a different story because it's been beaten down for the last 15 years. It hasn't been going up the last 5 years and in some case doubling, right? My buddy bought a house in the East Coast, bought it for $200,000. It's worth $400 now, like 3 years later. When does that ever happen in the history of ever, right? But CGC got a lot of hate on that call out of the inverse head and shoulders potential, and people don't understand that technical analysis. It didn't even confirm, right? We had that inverse head and shoulders, and up until yesterday, it was holding to perfection. So you can't say that the charts were wrong or they were right up until yesterday, and then we broke up below key support at 65 cents. As I mentioned, we needed to lose 66 with follow through. We had that right shoulder, and then we started the daily bounce, and then once we lost that low there, we even came up, get close to resistance, almost confirmed it, almost broke 80 cents and confirmed it, but we didn't. And then once we dropped to a lower low, we were seeing this daily bear flag play out. And then again, you just take the move from the high to the low, move it out to the 0.382 fib, and it's targeting about 50 cents. And today it was down another 10%. And I said it was targeting 50 cents. And then it was targeting 53 cents. And we were talking about how like ridiculous it was in the Power Grid private community. Like everybody's like, oh, no one complained when you told them that Tilray was going to $1.95 on the bear flag, and you were correct. But when you told them it was going up, right? People, emotions are always higher whenever you tell somebody it could go up and it doesn't happen. Then people are like, you said it was going to go up. But when you say it's going down, people are like, oh yeah, golf clap. But again, it's not that I know what is going to happen. It's just looking at the most likely scenario and looking at it on a day-by-day basis. The more time that goes by, the more data we get, right? So I did say I expected Tilray could drop to around $1.75, touch down around that daily oversold, and again, that's kind of lining up with the broader market S&P 500 still being weak as well. But in terms of the bears on the day today in Canada, we had DB, CGC, and PWR, and then WIB, NOVC, and BZAM leading the bull list. MSOS was also a head and shoulders here on the daily time frame, targeting 634. So we haven't met that target yet. Doesn't mean we have to. Sometimes we undershoot, sometimes we overshoot. But I would expect we're hitting right at the golden pocket rate as well as at the 618 fib retracement. So it's looking pretty good. Bottom is likely close, and we know that on November 8th we have the hearing. We have the arguments going to be presented for the Florida ballot, MJ being on the ballot for 2024. And we could see rescheduling, we could see safer banking, we could see tons of other MJ Act review here in Canada, Germany coming online. So there's lots of things to be excited for. But expecting a little bit more downside. Also, Cureleaf had a bear flag as well. OGI did a video on that one, Organogram. It was Bear Flag City, weekly and monthly bear flag. Cureleaf bear flag as well, targeting 425. And here we are at 494 is the low of yesterday. So again, lots of bear flags out there, and the more names that are saying this, the more we think of downside, right? FIT, BMMJ, and RWB leading the decline. On the bullish, we have KGKG, BEV, and AYR. All right, lots of chatter going on. ADA number one. Yeah, I don't mind Cardano. I personally don't hold any. I sold it during the last bull run. I can't hold an asset that went from 1 penny, just under 2 pennies to $3.16, right? Like, the only way I'd buy this if it got back down to like maybe below 10 cents. But yeah, like if you didn't buy here at 1.7 cents, I mean, just do the math, right? 316 divided by 0.017, that means it went up 185x. So if you bought it there in March 2020, if you put $1,000 in, you'd have $185,000 like a little over a year later, right? So where do you think the downside is? Could it go back up to $3? Yeah, that's like 11x from here, $1,000 into $11,000 maybe. And kudos to you if you got it like a cent, but yeah, I just don't. I think there's other opportunities that are better than ADA, and they could even be sued as well by the SEC. So just remember that, right? And the SEC has already said that ADA is a security, and some exchanges delisted it. So remember that, right? What the fate that XRP and Ripple are going through is probably going to come to Ethereum and Cardano, and we know that Charles Hoskinson was one of the original creators of Ethereum, right? So, and we know that they've already said that ADA is a security in their opinion. So they could be next. Just be careful. But I do like Cardano. I think it'll be here long. I think it'll be a long-term winner. It's just whether or not we go to 10 cents or all-time highs from here, hard to say. CDC down to 50 cents. Yep, it's looking that way. We got within 3 pennies today, down another 10%. So it is what it is. I'll be buying. My average is like around 55 cents. So I might add some tomorrow if we get to 50 cents. Or below it, daily oversold. I didn't really start adding CGC until we got beaten down below $1, and I went pretty heavy when it got down to like that 30-40 cents area. So that dropped my average down to like 55 cents or 50, somewhere between 50 and 60 cents. Number one fan, thank you, Undercover, appreciate it. Odd Flex, what up, what up? XRP to the moon, you bet. Best digital asset in the planet. Only one with US legal clarity. People are going to wish they listened. It's gonna make many millionaires. It's going to be, like I said, XRP is going to be the most valuable digital asset on the planet, and then Ripple, the company, the centralized company, is going to be the most valuable fintech and company on the planet. In my opinion, XRP would be the most valuable decentralized virtual currency. When are we all going out for dinner? Definitely has to happen soon. We'll have a POW party at some point soon. POW proper party, the PPP. YOLO. You bet. Sometimes you need to just YOLO. Ruby Tuesday. Let's do it. Wendy's. Greetings from Southern California. Welcome, Henry. I love California. Can't wait to go back. Canada, Alberta. Nice. That's where I'm from. Oh, Edmonton. Also, speaking of Alberta, Edmonton just opened its first MJ restaurant. If you were wondering why you haven't been traveling to Canada and you're in the U.S., I'm wondering the same thing. What are you doing? Why aren't you coming here? It's amazing. MJ's been legal for 5 years. What are you doing? Give yourself a shake. Give your head a shake. You got to get here. And now we have the first MJ restaurant opening. Come on, you got to come here. Either move here or just visit. Start with visit. This place is amazing, except for the cold. Winter does get pretty freaking cold, but it's only for like 3 months. And there's things called layers. So, and it's not bad. We have the mountains. You can go snowboarding and everything. It's just beautiful. 5% sales tax. Some of the cheapest real estate in the world. Well, North America. SEC appeal drop against Brad and Chris. Yeah, you bet. Just did a video on that. Indian food later tonight. That's a great idea. Actually, I might do the same. Might get some chicken biryani or something. What about CDC? Yeah, I already went over that. I'm kind of happy. I'm going to probably add more around 50 cents. It's just so funny how people are, right? It's like when the price was going up on the rescheduling recommendation, it's almost people forgot all about that. It's like, you do know that this is probably the biggest catalyst for the sector yet, like ever. And people are still not realizing that this is, just a buying opportunity, in my opinion. CDC, I think, will stand the test of time. It's got a lot of debt, but, that's why I'm not investing any more than I'm willing to lose. And CGC's nowhere near my top 5 holdings. Tilray and Securely for my 2 biggest holdings. But if you haven't seen that video, I do my top 5 and then my whole MJ portfolio breakdown with percentages. You can just go and search that on my YouTube channel. Hello, hey Rod. Hello, Skibby. I asked him last week if he was going to buy Village Farms. He laughed it off, said no, and inferred they have a lot of things going on. I asked Erwin last week if he was going to buy. Okay. Yeah, I mean they're getting into fruits and veggies, so it's kind of, that's kind of where your mind would go. But yeah, no, I don't see that happening anytime soon. It'll probably be a while, right? But it could happen in the future. They even talked about buying Canopy. One of the BNN, I think it was BNN reporters asked him, it's like, well, you've been buying a lot of stuff. What about Canopy? Would you buy them? And he's like, well, we don't really need Canopy because they got HEXO, the best MJ company in the world, right? Redecan. Give me 2 seconds. I do have to run here soon. Okay. Awesome. Where are we at here? CGC and Tilray. Yeah, so I pretty much went over all those already. AYR, yeah, we can take a quick look at AYR real quick. So AYR, bit of a head and shoulders there as well. Not the most clear, but thought process is there. It said we could target 211. We had 203, coming off daily overbought, heading to daily oversold. Holding the EMAs here on this pullback, but it is a weekly bear flag now. So in order to confirm it, we need to lose 203. So you're looking at about a move down to about $1.31. Not surprising after, a huge move like that. But yeah, I'm expecting a little bit more downside, like I said, over the next couple of weeks. And then November 8th is the Florida 8th. November 8th is the Florida ballot decision for 2024. So I expect that to be a nice area to add a bottom. But AYR is at a monthly uptrend. Look, low, high, higher low, and higher high. Not many names in uptrends on the monthly time frame. Cureleaf, low, high, higher low, and higher high. Definitely one of the strongest charts. And this is the first time since $23, the first time since we started this multi-year bear market. So AYR, also a name, like I said, with monthly uptrend. This is great. The more names that confirm monthly uptrends, the better. And this could be one massive inverse head and shoulders as well. And for all the people that got mad about CGC, I'm not saying it's going to do this. It could, right? If we come up here and test the neckline or whatever, like if we come back up a little higher and then form a right shoulder, that could happen. And then the inverse head and shoulders would take us to about $40. But I don't know. Hard to say. I would put less. That's a little high. No pun intended. I wouldn't expect that. I would probably expect monthly consolidation over the next month or so, maybe into November. We get another monthly high or low and then form a nice support level on the way up. But it's in a monthly uptrend, so this is great. A great area to add was right here at 107 on that monthly high or low. And then, or you could have added when we broke 187. When we broke 187, we confirmed the monthly uptrend. And if you just went long there, that would have been an upside of about 150%. So a great swing trade. And then, like I said, this is the first time we confirmed a monthly uptrend. Actually, this is the first time we've ever confirmed a monthly uptrend. Here, the move all came off the low. So this is the first time in the history of AYR it's in a monthly uptrend. So that's very good. Can you look at CGC? Is there any hope? Will it come back to $1.50 again? Yeah, I think so. Pretty much went over it already. So 50 cents, flush of 50 cents, daily oversold could be the area to target. And then Tilray, like I said, somewhere around that $1.75, heading to daily oversold. We have support at 162. We have that gap there as well, around 172. So 175 area should be a nice bottom target for Tilray, but pretty much giving the whole move back. Definitely frustrating a lot of people. But I gave up emotions long ago. I don't know how you can keep up with these trolls. I got into an argument with one of them in the comment section in one of your videos. Yeah, I just ignore them now. It's kind of funny. Some people are just terrible, terrible human beings, right? Like there's good and bad people everywhere, so I just focus on the good. Hi, Rod. Thank you for your awesomeness. Thank you. You mentioned a potential downturn in the market in potential second quarter of 2024. I was wondering if you had considered elections coming up in November 2024. Yeah, it's possible that like we start the selling. I think we're going to probably start to enter a bear market into the spring. Like selling may go away. We'll start to see the selling pressure pick up, and then maybe like a lower high on the monthly time frame. Maybe we bounce into November and the election time, right? And then into 2025, I think we should really start to crater as well. Like I think it's going to be a multi-year bear market. Some are calling it the lost decade in the S&P 500, right? Like we could see, I mean, we got 10 years worth of gains in 2 years, right? S&P 500 went up like 125% 2 years when we're accustomed to like 12% a year, right? So when you pick 10 years worth of gains and put it into 2 years, what do you think is going to happen? We're probably going to be struggling for many, many years ahead, right? And Congress being banned from owning stocks, there's bills to try to get that done. I think that'll happen. Mark the top. The Federal Reserve staff ban themselves, so there'd be no reason to keep it up for these politicians, right? And we know they're all about greed and power and money, so they just short it and make money on the way down, right? But I think MJ will outperform. Rob, you're just flexing on us now. You must mean Rod, R-O-D. But, oh yeah, you corrected it. Yeah, I'm not sure what part you were referring to, but it must have been the whole like CGC troll thing. People thinking I was going somewhere. It's like, I'm definitely rewatching this video. That's hilarious. You bet. What are your thoughts on CGC long term? I think it'll swim. It's definitely got some concerns, but I mean, Constellation's backing it. I can't see that. It's just got too many brands and too many assets, too many backers backing it. It's a huge conglomerate. I just don't think it's going to go away. I think it'll succeed long term, right? But being diversified, that's why I own like 15 different MJ stocks, and CDC is nowhere near my top holding. Tilray's my top. Curaleaf's my second biggest. But yeah, CGC I think is worth the risk. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see CGC back up to around $5-10 if we get rescheduling and safer banking and Florida on the ballot. It's all going to help the sector, right? Most of the rescheduling in Florida ballot obviously is for the MSOs, but like, ask the people in this chat. I talk about Curaleaf all the time. They're like, I can't buy it. They're in the U.S. So what are they going to buy? They're going to buy like names like Tilray and your Canopies of the world because they're listed on U.S. major exchanges, right? A lot of brokers don't do OTC over the counter, so why do you think most people in the U.S. are focused on that? It's because that's their only option, or they buy MSOS, the ETF, which is another option as well. Hexo, you must mean Tilray. SNDL lost that 1.4 billion support, or sorry, 1.48. I thought that was a B. 1.48 support after hours. Yeah, I didn't see that, but closed right on it. But you got to remember, a lot of names are just starting monthly consolidation, right? So CGC is very close to doing it. If it loses 52 cents, starts monthly consolidation. As we know, we still needed the monthly higher low and higher high to be in the uptrend to be confident that the bottom was in. And then SNDL is already starting monthly consolidation, having lost last month's low at 172. So if we hold a low there at 125, form this higher low, and then break to a higher high, if we hold 125 on this monthly consolidation and then we break resistance at 236, monthly uptrend confirmed. Maybe you want to go long if we break 236, right? Look what happened with AYR. If you went long on the monthly uptrend confirming there, you would have profited about 150%, and it's a good chance the bottom is in. On SNDL, maybe you want to go long if we break above that 236 level, and then if we go to EMA 26, you're looking at about 77% of upside. But if we confirm a monthly uptrend, that's going to be the first time in history on this one as well, on the NASDAQ. And now is usually the time where people get shaken out, right? On the monthly higher lows and consolidation, people just capitulate and end, and this is where the monthly uptrend's confirming. And like I said, this could be the first time in company history on the NASDAQ. Are you viewing any US MSOs in the hope that they uplist? Yeah, for sure. I own Curaleaf's my second biggest holding. GTII I've been adding. A few other. I'm not as big. I'm more or less. I'm not too concerned until they uplist, right? Because the floodgates aren't going to open up. The real money isn't going to come in until they uplist. So yes, you might see 100, 200% gains, but I think like look at Tilray, right? There in one day there was like $2.5 billion traded, like with a B, right? And then the MSOs there was only like 10 million or 20 million. So once they uplist. And you remember when CGC and all these other LPs uplisted to the NYSE and the NASDAQ, they actually went down, right? because it's kind of the opposite what you would expect. There's a run up into it, but once they uplist, then they go down. So I'm not really going to focus too much on, like, I'll probably pivot. I'll probably sell a lot of my positions on LPs into the uplisting news, right? And then I'll be focusing more on MSOs once they get uplisted, but not, I still own some now, but not nearly as much as I do like Tilray, for example. I think Tilray is going to be massive, like purely my second biggest holding. Do you think there will be a Santa Claus rally this year? I think so. And Tilray can hit 10 to 13. I think so, yeah. Given the right catalyst, right? We get safer banking, we get rescheduling. Florida on the ballot for 2024, that's going to create massive euphoria. And these names are on the NASDAQ and US major exchanges where most people are only able to buy those names, right? So yeah, I think $10 to $13 is very realistic given the right circumstances. I think you were the best TA analyst out there. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Well, thousands of hours pays off, right? It's like some people can't even finish a whole video and they just read a thumbnail and think they know everything. And I've literally put in like thousands and thousands of hours into financial markets and understanding technical analysis and fundamental analysis and research and crypto and MJ, right? And yeah, some people, I would argue, they didn't even put in 10 hours, right? So hard work pays off. There's no shortcut in life. Hope the government will help MJ industry as they will benefit on it. Yeah, you bet. Same thing happened with alcohol, right? Once it happened, in times of turmoil and the Great Depression, and then they used it to create jobs, and it's in every walk of life now, every corner of the world, and created many jobs and tax revenue. And the same thing will happen with MJ, and it's medicine, not poison. So just imagine what will happen. That new restaurant opening in Edmonton as well, first MJ restaurant. Can't wait to go. I'm gonna try to get them on for an interview, and I'll be doing a review of it as well soon. I just submitted a reservation, so that they haven't got back to me yet, but gonna go experience it soon. I can't buy Curaleaf. It's frustrating. Yeah, see? There you go. Proves my point even more. So how do you think we're going to go up to, how we're going to see massive upside and billions of dollars enter the market, right? I mean, we can still go up. Like, we can still see 500%, 600%, which is fine, right? But we're not really going to get a real picture of what these MSOs can do until they're on US major exchanges. Makes a whole lot of sense. Thank you, Rod. I have a very clear understanding now. Thank you. You bet. My pleasure. I agree, Steve. Okay, then I will buy more if it hits 175.80. Yeah, I'll probably won't buy any more Tilray until unless it drops like below 150, drops to a lower low. I'm pretty much bags are packed on Tilray. I might add a few other MJ. Keep in mind too, tax loss selling, and for those of you in Canada, you'll get $6,500, I think it is, for 2024 for extra contribution room into your TFSA. So I'm kind of hoping that MJ remains somewhat lower into January, so because mine's maxed. If I can get that extra $6,500, put it in, that's all tax-free money. I'll definitely be buying MJ regardless, but I mean, even if Tilray were to go like from here, even if Tilray were to go up to like $6 or $10, that's only 200 or 300% upside, and that's still way below the $67 it was at. So I mean, it's all relative, right? Even if we go another 200, 300% into the end of the year, that's still super cheap compared to where we were in February 2021 highs and all-time highs, right? Thanks, Rod. You bet. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining the stream. Going to end it there. I do have to run, but it's a pleasure as always. Hopefully this video was helpful, and we'll be back soon for another one. Yeah, make sure to go over to that 5-year celebration video and drop a comment on there. You'll be entered in for a chance to win an annual membership to the POW Group private community as a thank you to all of the support I've gotten along the years. Like I say, I really do appreciate it. Love each and every one of you who supported me, and good luck. All right, have a great night. We'll see you again on the next video.